You're listening to the Bell to Coffin podcast with your host, the Coffin King, Hostage Hirsch, and Jake Rich.
Ladies and gentlemen, swing that coffin door open, wide open. We are back, episode number 17. This time, me and my buddy Hostage, we are joined by former Row TV Glory champion, whatever you want to call it. And depending on whoever you ask, depends on who you ask, Jimmy Aller, maybe himself, 360 Pro Heavyweight Champion. I don't think so, not anymore. We're joined by no longer the young gun, 10-year veteran now, the Modern Day Outlaw, Chandler Hopkins. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you. I was a 360 Pro champion. I still believe I got robbed in the last one. He hogtied me. Who uses that? A rope? A rope? You and me are gonna have another conversation, Mr. Rich.
Dude, I don't know, man. It's a no disqualification match and a ladder match, so I mean, anything goes.
I mean, you're just gonna come on here and you're just gonna disrespect the guests like that, just straight out the gate.
Hey, brother, I'm just calling a spade.
Are you the heel?
My
No.
price just doubled if y'all want to continue.
Well, look, we're gonna break out the shillings and the schmeckles, and we'll get you taken care of, brother.
Dude, we're gonna roll up. We're rolling up the brink truck back to your house right now, so don't even worry about it.
Actually, I hear the beep. I hear the backing up. So thank you. All right.
Yeah, we got the arm guards, we got everything, but I mentioned it already. 10-year vet, man. How did you even break in the business? Like, where did you even begin?
It was actually one of those things where I wasn't looking to get into the business. I played college football, semi-pro football, and arena football. And I kind of ended my pro career in football and was just going to work the 9 to 5, and I was selling cars. A buddy of mine was going to one of the WWE events there in Oklahoma City where I was working at a car dealership, and he had an extra ticket, asked if I wanted to go, and I was like, yeah, sure. And so, I mean, I was a wrestling fan anyways. I had been a wrestling fan since I was a kid. And so we get there and he starts kind of like telling me all these things and who's who. And I know all the stories and everything, but I'm just listening to him, just having a good time. And then out of nowhere, he's just like, you ever been to an indie show? And I was like, what's an indie show? What? I had never heard of them. I mean, all I knew was mainstream, WWE, WCW, TNA, those things. And I was like, what the hell's an indie show, dude? And he was like, it's like a place for like the best talent coming up that's going to be the next guys on those TV shows. Like the next guys that are going to be here at WWE. Like that's where they start. And I was like, no, I've never been to one. He goes, well, I'm going to one next Saturday. Do you want to go with me? He's like, I got an extra ticket for that as well. And I was like, yeah, sure. I was like, I'll pay for it, but yeah, I'll go. And it happened to be IWR, Imperial Wrestling Revolution, that was up in Oklahoma City area. And so I went, and most shows have an intermission. And at the intermission, they did their whole spiel of looking for talent and how they were opening a training facility. And I don't know, I just kind of got one of those things, like a gut feeling in my stomach. And it was like, hey, man, like, I love my
Gotta
job.
check this out.
Yeah, like, I love my job now. And I'm an athlete at heart, anyways. There's so many football players that have converted into wrestling from football. I was like, this could be a shot for me to still be an athlete and live my dreams. So, after the show, I went home and they sent out they gave like an email that you could send. And so I wrote the email down, and as soon as I got home, I sent the email over asking like what all I needed. And they asked for, pictures of the body frame, me to cut a promo, my physique, what I knew in the business. And so I did those and sent them over. And within maybe 5-10 minutes after that, they were sending me a message saying, we love it. We want you to come and train with us. This is where we're at. When can you start? But I don't know if y'all have ever sold cars or worked at the place where you sell anything.
Mhm.
They don't let you go on weekends. Like weekends that's your money making week, like money. Like, no, I'm sorry, you can't have the weekends off. So I had to literally like beg my managers and say, hey, listen, I'll keep my numbers and I'll even improve my numbers if you just let me work Monday through Friday, because I need to train Saturdays and Sundays. This is what I really want to do. And they thought it was a joke at first, like, oh, you're not gonna wrestle and blah blah. It's funny because to this day I still get text messages from them every once in a while, like, oh my God, it's crazy, you're still doing that. Oh my God, you're so awesome. Dan, I'm glad you're chasing your dreams. But
It's got to feel kind of good, right? To kind of put that back on them and be like, I told you so.
yeah, it's one of those things that I don't know if I doubted myself at the beginning because I knew I was an athlete, but it was also like so many people putting doubt on me that I was starting to like, man, can I really do this? Especially
Mm,
at starting, I started at 27. I was 27 years old when I started wrestling. Like, and that's not really a thing most people do. It's usually in their teens or early as a kid, and they grow through it.
right.
But I took the chance and I jumped on it, and so I started training. And maybe about 3 months into my training, I broke my wrist.
Ooh,
Um,
Mm.
and so it was one of those things where the job was like, hey, man, you need to either figure out you're going to do that or if you're going to be here because now you're injured and we can't have you breaking a leg or something or being permanently like hurt and having to go to the hospital and losing you here. We can't have that. So
right.
I had to take the chance. And I just told him, I was like, well, I'm sorry. That's unfortunate. You have to do that. But if you need to let me go, just tell me right now. And so they called me into the big dog's office and I sat down with the manager and the owner of the car dealership. And he asked me what my goals and ambitions were with it, and I told him, and he was convinced. He looked at me and goes, I can see the conviction that you really have for this, and if this is what you need, you've done well by us, so I'll do good by you." And so he let me keep working and keep training as well. About
It's
I
awesome.
don't know, about a month into it, having the broken wrist, the doctors were telling me, it's like, oh, it's gonna be like 6 months before you can get back in the ring. I said, fuck you guys. I cut the cast off. I took a soldering iron and I cut that thing off and I put just like a just a regular like brace. Went to Walmart and got just one of those little braces with the
Like
little
an ace
bar.
bandage, yeah,
It had like
yeah,
the
the
little bar
3M
in it.
ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nothing crazy. But I did that and I just continued wrestling. And about 3 months after that, I made my debut and the rest is history, man. Now here we are 10 months or 10 years later and I've got to do some things that I never even thought was possible.
that's really awesome, man. I like your manager said at the time, or I guess probably like the car dealership owner or whoever it would have been. Your conviction is exactly right. You're even the doctor's telling you, hey, you need to slow down, and you're saying, absolutely not. I'm going to keep going and keep chasing this dragon. But you said you played football. Obviously, you got an athletic background. Where'd you go to high school?
So I got two high schools. I'm from Amarillo, Texas. So Caprock High School is where my first high school football was. I played football all over Amarillo until high school. My junior year, halfway through my junior year, my dad got a oil field job in Oklahoma.
Hmm.
And it was right in the middle of my football season. So I was like begging him, I can't go right now. I can't go right now. I can't go right now. So they kind of like let me. It was weird. I had a neighbor that we really trusted at our house, and we still had the house there. So my parents were really cool in the aspect of paying the rent at a place that I was living by myself as a 17-year-old kid in high school. I was 16 at that time because I was turned 17 the next year, but I was 16 at that time. And my neighbor kind of checked up on me. And so I kind of just got to finish my junior year out there. And then my senior year, we moved to Oklahoma and I moved to a little town called Burns Flat, Oklahoma. So I graduated from Burns Flat, Dill City High School with 30 kids in my class.
Wow.
Whenever I would have graduated in Amarillo with like 3,200 kids in my class.
God damn. Talk about
Yeah,
a difference, man.
it was crazy. I went from 11-man football to 8-man football. Um, really enjoyed that and got scholarship offers through that aspect because I played both. Um, I went to a JUCO in Weatherford, Oklahoma. It's called Southwestern Oklahoma University. Played on their practice squad for a year. I got promoted to the starting team my second year, and my best friend from my childhood, he races motorcycle. Well, he did. He raced motocross motorcycles and shit, and he was doing one of his qualifier runs. He hit a triple and he cased his jump, and the
Mm.
bike bent up over his body and broke his
Ooh,
back and everything, so he was paralyzed.
Damn it.
And he was just really
yikes.
going through it, and his parents didn't know what to do, and so like he would just text me and call me all day and just was going through it. So I was like, you know what? Like, I got to give this up. He needs me, and this is really isn't doing much for me at this point. So I told my coach, I was like, hey, listen, I know I was going to get to start this year, but this is what's going on, and I got to take care of that. So I moved back to Amarillo. Um, and in that aspect, he knew what I was doing. So when I got there, we made it about him for the good first week or so, but there was a team in Amarillo called the Amarillo Venom, and it was a arena football team.
Okay.
And so he got me on the tryout information and stuff like that. And he even made like a he didn't he had a friend made like a little video, like some of my highlights and stuff from high school and college.
Made you a highlight
And
reel, bro.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was it was crazy because at
Best
that
Tavon
point,
Austin.
yeah, at that time it was one of those things like no one was making highlight reels. Like
Yeah.
we didn't have that much access to just an app to put some stuff into or whatever and make that. Like you had to actually go back, scrub the tape, put it on the computer, piece it all together, and like it wasn't just
Right.
like here we go.
Just get in
Phone to
CapCut. Just
computer.
put all your clips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right, right. Hey AI, make me a highlight video.
Please.
Uh,
Yeah.
so he did that, and so I went to the tryouts. Made it to the third round of the tryouts before getting cut. I was the last receiver cut, and they sent me to an outdoor semi-pro team. So I played for the Lubbock HC Bisons for 2 years. Both years I played in Dallas Cowboy Stadium for the championship. The third year after that, they called me back and I played a year for them in arena football. And after that, it was just one of those things where I didn't really think arena football was going to take me anywhere. And kind of just, hey man, it's time. I gave it a lot of
Right.
years. I gave it so much time on my body, and like I started thinking about my future, and that's when I started looking for different jobs and started working in the oil field with my dad for a little bit. I even moved to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania with him for 2 years to work in the oil field. Then I moved
Damn it.
back. Yeah, I moved back to Oklahoma with some of my buddies in Oklahoma City, and then that's where I started selling cars.
Damn it, boy. Where were you trained at? Like who was your I guess your head trainer?
So IWR was the company that trained me, which turned into WCCR, the World Class Wrestling Revolution, ran by Jerry Bostic.
Okay.
Uh, but my trainers were Coyote Joe and Montego Seco.
Okay. Okay. Right on, right on. Pretty good time out there in Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma was fun. They taught me as much as they could for the small company they were. I mean, I like to tell a lot of people is like, yeah, I credit them for like training me in the basics, but I learned how to wrestle on the job, just like I feel like
Yeah.
most of us do, right? I
Yeah.
mean, you can be prepared for anything in this world for any kind of job, but once you get on the job, you really don't understand it
Yeah.
until you start working it.
Until
So,
you're
Not,
in the shit, in the
yeah,
middle of
nothing
it.
yeah.
like hands-on training. I
hmm
mean, after that though, you kind of got really active, like you had a little 2016 is about when you started.
Yeah, 2016 is when I started training. 2017 or middle 2016 is when I made my debut. 2017 was like my real full year.
Okay.
And yeah, it took off. My first year, I mean, 3 months into my first fucking year, man, I wrestled Chavo Guerrero Jr.
Yeah,
Jesus.
in a
that's
25
awesome.
minute banger that I was so nervous because he asked to wrestle me, and we get there that day, and he literally comes up to me, and we shake hands, and we're talking and bullshitting, and he goes, "I just need three things from you, man." He's like, "I need your finisher, I need your comeback, and a big move you do." And I told him, and he had his own separate locker room. And once I told him, he said, "All right, cool." He shook my hand, tapped me on the shoulder, and said, "See you out there." I didn't see him again until we were in the ring, and he called the whole thing to me. And it was in that moment that I was like, man, we make this shit way too hard. Like this
Yep.
is
Yeah,
this is not hard. We just make it complicated. And I think that's where the light bulb came on. And after that, it was just I took off. I was tag teaming with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I was getting to be in the ring with Sting. I took several baseball bats from Sting. I wrestled LAX. I wrestled in front of my favorite wrestler of all time, DDP. He came to a show specifically to watch my match, and then literally afterwards pulls me in the. It was me, Fuego, and Montego Seca that were in the, or now KJ Orso,
Hmm.
yeah,
but we were in the match, and we come back from the curtain, and he pulls all three of us aside, and he was like, "That may have been the best indie match I've seen in some years." And he takes us all outside in the back, and he's like, "Y'all got notebooks on you?" And we did, so we starts giving us critiques. We start writing it down, and the last thing he does is take this email, and it was his email, and he was like, "I need y'all to send me all your information that you have and a login number or like a login password that you like," because he gave us DDP for free for our lives. Like all three of us had it
Wow.
for life.
what? That's awesome.
So yeah, And then after that, man, it was just honestly just name after name after name after name after name, man. Looking back and thinking about it now, it was a wild ride from one
Is
week to the next.
is that how you kind of got into AEW there? Was your connection with DDP? I know you have some other connections there too, like Brian Cage at the time, and obviously like Lance Archer and some others.
Yeah, he no DDP didn't get me in. DDP tried to get me signed to TNA. Right
Mm,
after that match, there was a show in Dallas that ROH was doing, and Cody had just became the free agent and just signed with them from WWE, and he was on that massive run.
Hmm.
I don't remember if you remember the Christopher Daniels Cody Rhodes match where he puts him through the flaming table.
Yep. Yep.
That was my debut there at TNA. I did a dark match
oh,
there that night, in front of literally nobody.
Damn
It
it.
was me and the dogs, and we did this little match in front of Cody because DDP put me over, and Cody was like, "Yeah, I like you." He was like, "I'll talk and see what we can do here," but there was nothing at ROH and TNA at that moment, so he couldn't get me anywhere signed there. So I went back to the drawing board, and actually I got to AEW because of two people, and you named them. It was Lance Archer and Brian Cage. Um, Two of my boys, two guys that I'll go to war for at any point in time. We don't always have to talk and text to each other, but all three of us know that at any point in time we'd drop anything for the other. So that's how I got into AEW. It also helped that right before COVID hit, I had just had a AAA run, and I had a run with MLW where I wrestled Low Key, and Low Key was trying to get me signed there. And I had two offers from MLW, but we just couldn't make them work with everything, all the details. So it
Hmm.
just never came to fruition. But yeah, pandemic happened, and for 6 months here in Texas, we really didn't stop wrestling. We just started streaming stuff, right? We were like,
Yep.
cool, we'll do it in front of nobody, and we'll just stream it and sell it on Cameo, or we'll sell it on Patreon, or we'll sell it on this, and that's
yeah.
what we did, and that's how we made our money. We were selling it, and people were buying it for $5, $10 a pop, and you just divvy it out between everybody that wrestled that show. Um, right after that, it was AEW coming back with the stuff at Daly's Place, where all the wrestlers, we were the fans, and
Hmm.
we
What
were.
was that like? That was such an interesting time in wrestling because one, it's a brand new company, and it seems like they've kind of got the deck stacked against them with, and now you can't have fans. What
It
is that like?
was it was definitely crazy. The things we had to do and the things we had to go through just to even be able to wrestle during the pandemic for them. I mean, every single week we were having to get COVID tests. We had to get literally doctors signed off as soon as we got there. Not only we had to bring a COVID test showing that we already had a COVID test, but as soon as we got there, they pricked our fingers and they did a at-home COVID test right in front of us just to make sure it was good.
Was this still during the deep nasal cavity into the brain
Oh
COVID
yeah.
Yeah,
tests?
yep,
Oh
yep,
God.
yep. So we were doing that, and we literally everybody had trailers outside of the venue. You weren't allowed in the venue until you got your stuff taken care of. If you were an extra, you were in the trailer in the back outside, and that's where you changed. It wasn't until like maybe, I don't know, 6 months into it that they were like, all right, we'll do away with the trailers and everybody can finally come in now. But it was still crazy COVID tests all the time. But it was a fun time. We were just wrestling. It was just one of those things where we didn't have anything to do. We show up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and we were there till about 2 a.m. every day, and we'd film. Yeah, it was crazy. But food was taken care of. We could do whatever we wanted. The board was up. We knew what we were supposed to do, where we were supposed to be at most of the time. There, there was
Is the
times that,
ring up just at all times? Because the
yeah,
con's own Daly's place too, so it's just there.
yeah, they'd leave it up. The ropes would be like loose, of course, because you don't want to keep the ropes stretched out or anything
Right.
like that. But
Stretch
they
them out.
loosen the ropes and stuff. They'd take the canvas off and swap it out just in case. I remember one day there we were filming and it was raining outside, and there's not a roof on Daly's place. Like it's a
Yeah, it's an
side
Oh.
outdoor
opens.
venue. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all springboarding off of wet ropes and running on wet
Oh,
mat and diving and shit. And it was a fun time in wrestling. It really was. It was crazy. And I think WWE had a rougher go of it because they had the PC and they were trying to pipe in with the TVs and stuff. Whereas in the
And
AEW,
Yeah.
it's
the
like,
iPads.
yeah, and then whereas we
Oh
were just
God.
like, fuck
The
that.
Thunderdome, brother.
Yeah, we've got a whole bunch of wrestlers here. They'll be our fans. So,
No shit.
it was fun. We had good times, man. A lot of good memories. Met the wife there, of course. So there's no complaints. No complaints at all about my time at AEW.
Hell
But
yeah, dude.
that leads me to my next. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut. You go ahead.
You're
You
good.
go
You're
ahead,
good.
Hosta. I've been talking a lot. You go ahead.
No, I was gonna. You said so much information there, and I'm just like, I'm trying to process everything. And I'm like, I'm trying to maintain my question because like everything that you say just keeps popping me. I'm just like, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. But all right, we got it. You were talking about how you had that match with Chavo, and then once you got done, you're like, did we make this shit way too hard, dude? That's how my wrestling was until the first time I wrestled you. That was 1000% it because you did the exact same shit to me. You straight up
Yeah,
told me, you're like, yeah, just give me this, give me that, give me this. Perfect. We're in the ring and you're sitting there calling it shit. I think I took like two bumps. I think you took like three. I think we wrestled like 12 minutes or something like that. And it was great. It's like,
yeah,
it's one of
had a
my
good
favorite
time.
matches I've ever had. And it was so simple. And it's like, that's the way that I want to do shit. Like, since that match, that's the way that I want to do things. No matter who
Hmm.
it's with, like, slow it down. I don't have to know every single little thing that you're going to do. You're going to pantomime this. You're going to do this. You're going to, all this shit. I don't give a damn about none of that. We can
Mm-mm.
make
Yeah,
all
going
that
through the
work.
entire match in the back.
Yeah, it's like, and like going forward, like anytime that me and you've ever been in the ring together, like since we don't talk about shit. You're like, yeah, just do
Mm-mm.
that. Just do the thing, bro.
Yeah,
And you're always there.
it makes it so much easier whenever you're not having to think about what's next. Like if I can trust you to be your character and you can trust me to be my character,
Mm-hmm.
that's what wrestling is. I should not have to sit there and go, "Oh, I wonder what he's going to be doing." I should just be like, "Cool, hey, I know this motherfucker's crazy. So if I smack him in the face, turn around and I start chanting to these crowd like, "Oh, y'all ain't crap." I know I'm supposed to piss him off. His character should knock me in the mouth as soon as I turn around. If he's not,
Exactly.
Right.
cool, I'm gonna punch him instead. So,
Exactly. It's
it
all just playing off reactions. But like I said, I never thought about wrestling that way until the first time that me and you worked, and yeah, it changed everything. It made wrestling way more fun and
and
not
it
so
will.
anxiety riddled.
It will. It's the same thing I've kind of done with Damo now. And we've had this feud and it was fun and we're having some more stuff continuing. But at the end of the day, I think him and I worked well together because I didn't make him memorize everything. Certain things that, especially when you start telling storylines, you have to have little hints and innuendos of things from the past. So you got like, hey, we need to put this in here, so let's put it in here somewhere. But
Callbacks.
yeah, callbacks. There you go. Um, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's easy to have really awesome, fun matches that can captivate an audience when you're just genuinely being yourself out there and not sitting there going, "Oh, what's the next spot?"
Yep,
Yeah. I mean,
exactly.
reaction, and action and reaction is really a wrestling match and a call like the call to response, like the fan reaction to the what's happening inside the ring, and then inside the ring, it's the same thing. What's happening inside the ring to the outside with the fans. That connection is absolutely what the story is being told, and you're listening to the fans and directing what's happening next. Fans are same thing. But anyways, I wanted to ask whenever Hostage was saying, you met your wife at Daly's Place back in 2020, 2021. And both of us, we love our wives very much. They support us as much as they can, but you've got somebody who's in the business with you. What is that like? Do you guys challenge each other? Are you guys constantly, supporting each other, bringing each other up, helping each other out wherever you can?
Yeah, it's so she's the only person I've ever dated in the business. And I was told before I got in this business, don't date in the business. But I found out real quick that dating outside the business, because I dated two girls before in my first 3 or 4 years, they don't understand and they just see you're gone all the time and they go, "Oh, well, you're just doing this. And how do I know you're not messing around with so and so?" Because I'm at work. Like, do you go to work
Yeah,
and flirt with people unless it's your job? No, you're just going to work. Like, now that I'm with Velvet and we're both in the business, it is a lot of uplifting. Sometimes I need kicking my ass. Sometimes she needs a kick in her ass. but that's why we make each other better. The support is on a greater level. Um, and I've honestly found it so much easier to date within the business because she understands why I'm gone. She understands why I'm not answering my phone. She understands, hey, he's busy. I'm not the priority at this moment. That doesn't mean I'm not his priority, but he's working. And I'm
Right.
the same way. When she's at work, there's times I don't get to talk to her at all day long. Or she may just send me a text, hey, miss you, thinking of you. I gotta go busy. Cool. Hey, whatever, I know you're working. Um,
Right.
I believe it's easier. Some people will argue against that, but I also just believe it's the people that you are as yourselves when you're dating. We're not very jealous people. I can see her sitting there talking to three or four other dudes, and she can sit there see me talking to three or four other girls, and I'm neither one of us sitting there going, "Oh, is she or he, you know, doing this or being flirty or gonna whatever." We don't have to worry about that because we trust each other, and we
Mm,
understand what we're both fighting for. We have a house together, we have dogs together, we're trying to grow a life together, like, and nothing's coming between that. So I think it's been
right.
for me, it's been a lot easier dating in the business.
Oh yeah, man. That was very well said. Very well said.
Thank you. I have to. She's out there.
He's lying. He's lying. He's good. He's a good guy. He's a good
Shh.
guy.
I am. I try. I try. I do my best. I mean, we're all bad people in somebody's story, but I try to do the best I can.
Hell yeah, man. Dude, so when did you get to reality wrestling? When did you get under the Booker T branch?
So technically, I didn't get into reality wrestling till 3 years ago. Um,
I
but
thought
on
it
the
was longer.
no, I always joke, and I still joke with Booker too, all the time. I'll joke with Booker, and I tell him like, "Man, listen, like I know I'm not one of your students. I wasn't trained here, but I wrestled your students all over the Indies, nonstop. Your top students, the guys that you were putting on the pedestal. I was like, I wrestled them every single week, and they taught me. I was like, I somehow feel like I've been trained by you just through your talent, and so for in ways, I feel like I've been at Booker T's reality wrestling for almost my entire career. But the fact of the matter is, it's just been the last 3 years.
Damn, that's wild. That's wild
Yeah,
because you do so much. Or there's like I'm always seeing Chandler reality wrestling, Chandler. I'm
yeah.
like hell yeah, man.
I haven't missed a show since I started. And there's a lot of people that they don't get put on every single show. They don't even get put on a show every single month. But I earned that respect. I earned, Booker T's approval. Kevin is great friends of mine, and he trusts and believes in me. To do the heel bit and really turn heel over there, I had to prove to Kevin and Booker that I could do it. Because I told them a year ago, whenever I started at 360, that hey, I want to turn heel. And Booker said, "No, man, you're my baby face. I can't have that. You're my white meat baby face. You're my pretty boy. I need you to go out there and sell me some tickets. All right." "Oh, okay, I'll do what I can, Book." Um, but all behind the scenes, I was recording stuff I was doing over at 360 or everywhere else I was a heel, and I was sending them stuff. And then I started getting the gear made, and I sent Kevin pictures of my gear that I wanted to get made. And then I have a new song that I made, and I sent him the new song, and he was like, "You're just not gonna give up, are you?" I was like, "No." I was like, "I'm doing it everywhere else but here." I was like, "And this is my biggest platform. I'm not gonna get the recognition that I deserve for doing this if I'm not doing it on my biggest platform, and that is y'all." And finally, Book just gave in. He's like, "All right, let's see what you got." And I said, "All right, let's do it." So here we are.
Hell yeah, man. And so far he's a fan. I would assume,
He
huh?
he loved the gear. Yeah, yeah. So
Hell yeah.
we have a it's kind of like a whole setup like I don't know if you've ever seen the um WWE documentaries where they give you like the behind the scenes stuff and they show you where Gorilla's at and like walking through we have a whole Gorilla just like that. Our setup is just like WWE's. You're not allowed in Gorilla unless you're on deck or unless you're coming back from your match. And the only people that are in Gorilla is Booker, Kevin, and Ryan Davidson. Those three are the only people in Gorilla at all points in time, unless Ryan's wrestling, and then they usually put somebody else in there just because they need a third person. But yeah, it's when I was sitting in Gorilla this last show when I actually debuted the new gear. I'm sitting there and I usually stretch and I'll say a little quick prayer right before I go through the curtains and walk down the hallway and stuff. And Ryan looked at me and he was like, "Come here real quick," because Booker will never tell you. Booker's never going to tell you to your face anything because he wants you to keep working. And I get it, because if Booker comes up to you and goes, "Hey man, that was great, cool, all right, cool, pressure's off my shoulders." Booker liked it. Now people
I can
chillax.
just coast.
Yeah. So Ryan calls me over and he was like, "Hey man, I just want you to know, Booker can't stop talking about your gear. It's great. He loves it. I think it looks great." And it did. It looks great. It was well done. There's some things about it that I didn't like at first that I'm kind of growing on, but to have that approval means that like I'm on the right step. He's like, okay, he's putting in the effort now. He's showing me a different Chandler. He's not just coming with the same gear and the same music and the same moves. Like it's a completely new me. And I've gotten to do that and really work on it, thanks much part to 360 and Aaron. Aaron literally has given me, shout out Aaron Presley, the owner of 360 Pro. Um, he is literally just every time I'm there, I said, "Hey, do whatever you want. I trust you." And it's never been, "Hey, I need this. I don't want that." It's, "Hey, I've got this idea. What do you think about it? You think you can make it work? I trust you. Get it. Okay. All right, cool. Let's do it." And I've really appreciated that. It's not very often that you find people that just are willing to give you their trust, you know. Aaron and I, of course, have known each other for several years. He used to work at SEW, or wait, was it SW? Is SWE? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Back in the day, and we worked there together, and he was a ring announcer, and we got along then, and it just was a matter of time before I was at 360, and I think I've just earned his trust over those years, and now that trust is really being brought to a level over books, and that's in big due to Aaron because he let me be me, and those video clips and the stuff I was sent was just me being able to be me, something I wouldn't have been able to do at reality wrestling because they want to control a lot, and I understand that it's a bigger production. I mean, as an ID school now for WWE, it's one of those things where we have a lot of eyes on us at all time. So we can't just go out there and have a chill match. Everything has to be perfect. Like there's no mess up here, there's no mess up there. And if you do, you're gonna hear about it as soon as you come back from the curtain. Like
Absolutely. As you should. What you got, Jake?
you're muted.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a dogs barking next to me. I forgot that I had
Okay.
myself muted.
You're good.
Thanks,
You're good.
Chandler. No, yeah, it's just being under the microscope like that, man. It does one of two things. It either makes you crack or it makes you better, and it's clearly doing the latter for you. I gotta say, watching you grow, especially I've seen you mostly over the last 3 or 4 years. And you have always just been the young gun, the young gun. And I was trying to say, the evolution of character really is what presents, the next movement of your life cycle as a wrestler. Nobody ever progresses just being the same person.
Agreed. And it was just time. Um, Evolution is a big part of life, and it needs to be a big part in our job as well. And I gave a really good solid 10 years, and I gave three different variations of the young gun. But at the end of that, it's like, where do I go from here? What do I do? Well, I guess being a bad guy is the next thing on the list. So
It adds a lot of depth too, and it also prolongs your career too, potentially, because you can do so much more with that. Not to mention the depth to the character. Who's to say 10 years down the road you don't have, you don't go back to being the young gun. There's
um
all kind of things you can do.
I think the young gun's dead. I have I have things written down for more progressions. Some being babyface, some being heel. But the young gun himself I do believe is a thing of the past. That moniker is dead. I have new monikers that I have for future years, but I have a story I want to tell now with the Modern Day Outlaw, and that's in big thanks to Jamie Aller. Jamie Aller and I, we were not fans of each other. We and both of us. I think he did a podcast the other day where he actually talked about this. Um, we thought they were ribbing us when we got there, and they told me and him that we were going to be together as a squad. Like in my early years, Jamie was trying to really show me the fact of like the storytelling aspect itself. And I just wasn't grasping that. I was great in the ring. I could do whatever you needed me to, and I could go. But there were certain things that just weren't clicking in my head as a younger Chandler that, he would try and teach. And I think at that point it was just me going, "Hey, whatever, man, just trying to get through it." And that was not smart on my part because I was losing a lot of knowledge that a very knowledgeable man was trying to give me. Um, and I honestly I don't know what it was. I was just so busy, just go, 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 go. And the only time I ever really seen him was at MPX, and I was only at MPX every so often at that point. But we were not fans of each other. We thought 360 was ribbing us. We 100% thought it. But I will say this, the dynamic of us two and the fact that I now all these years later from the MPX days that I was with him, I've figured it out. I understand the role. I understand what wrestling is now. Um, I think that has made us both like, oh shit, this could really work, and we're having fun. We're having a blast. I owe a lot to Jamie as well for a lot of the 360 stuff I've done because I'll come in there with an idea and we'll be putting stuff together or just kind of talking about like how we want to progress things, and he'll put just the smallest little twist on it and it'll make it that much bigger and that much better. So I've really enjoyed that aspect of getting to work with Jamie as well, just simply because early in our days no one would have ever thought we would be doing anything together, and now it's like let's run with this, bro. Let's have a great time. And he's wearing cowboy stuff now, and he's wearing
Oh
he's
my
wearing the
gosh,
whole
dude.
9 yards, man. So
It's a trip. It's a trip, dude.
y'all just wait, we got more coming.
Uh-oh.
Looks like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man went west.
Hey
Oh
man, don't
man.
hey, don't be talking about my manager like
But man,
that. I still know where
honestly,
you sit.
hey, that's fine, brother. You can come to my house. I don't give a damn. In fact, you'll be here next week. But all I'll say is,
Yeah,
you guys have made nothing but magic. Honestly, the past year or so that you guys have been together, not quite that long, about 6 or 8 months. And I
yeah.
mean, I am excited to see what else you guys can do because I don't think y'all ever even scratched the surface with how frustrating and annoying you guys can get.
I agree with you 100%. Honestly, the matches have been fun, but like the little cameo bits we've been doing, oh my
Oh
God,
my gosh, dude. So
I'm having a
funny.
blast with them.
It's perfect, like the chicken shit heel, like, constantly undermining and just and stealing, literally stealing, and you know, Jamie just being that little, toady kind of character just behind you the whole time, just constantly just in your ear. It's perfect. It's Bobby
Hmm.
Heenan all over again.
Oh, and you put a mic in his hand, and I just, he's one guy that I know they say, hey, let him talk, or if I'm cutting a promo in the ring, I'm like, you know what, I don't want to do this no more, Jamie. Tell him what to do. I can trust him, and there's not
Oh
very many
yeah.
people on a mic that you can just trust.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, Jamie's a freaking mastermind in the, behind the scenes, in the ring. Dude, even just like, Jake saying you guys are just so annoying at doing your shit. Dude, me and you,
Perfect.
dude, you'll have me in the corner, be whooping the shit out of me. You go away for a second. I'm like, finally, I get some fucking relief. I can breathe. Jamie's
Hmm.
pulling on my
He's
fucking
tagging on you, man,
bootlaces.
all the
He's
times,
messing with
man.
my fucking pants and shit. And I got swatted him. And as soon as I swatted him, I'm getting kicked in the fucking head.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like
Perfect
fucking
duo.
ants. Yeah, it's fucking ants, dude. They don't fucking stop. Where the fuck is it at this time? It's everywhere.
Bugs crawling on me, pal.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, it's
No, but
fucking wild.
big time agree because Jamie's helped me a lot in my budding career. I unfortunately have to hold a microphone all the time and talk too much, but that guy's really helping me understand sometimes less is more, and saying that is one thing, but employing it is a different thing.
Right.
And I'm really thankful for him, having him around. I'm an open book. I'm a sponge when it comes to that guy.
Yeah, he's a great one to have, man.
So would you say he's been a major contributor to how you are telling your stories in the ring like that, or is there more influence to that?
He is definitely influenced the way I'm being more of a heel in that aspect because when I first came into it, I knew what I wanted, but I wasn't sure how to really project it. And having him in my corner has been one of those things of like, all right, I know I can go to him and ask him, and he's going to be 100% honest with me. Like same thing with Brent McKenzie. If I'm thinking of something in my head, which I do a lot, y'all. I mean, y'all see me at shows. I'll be sitting there like in my head just thinking and blah blah blah. Okay, that's okay, yeah, maybe. But and they'll see me do that, and I'll walk up to one of them. Listen, hey, I got this idea in my head. What do you think about this? And I mean, we love it, but maybe you twist this a little bit. Maybe you put that in here. Maybe you do just this. And it's like, oh, fuck. Yes, that's what I was looking for. Okay, okay, cool. So having Jamie in my corner, absolutely. I mean, there's been times we've been out at the ring and he'll be at the corner and he'll yell at me to do something just because he sees it in his own head and maybe I'm doing something else and he's like, oh hey, he needs to do that. Hey, blah 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 blah. Or he'll wait till I'm next to him, hey, get ready to do this, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, cool. Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's do it. So he's definitely influenced a lot of the modern day outlaw. I mean, I was gonna call myself the outlaw and he put the influence on it of the modern day outlaw and I was like, oof, yeah, that rolls off the tongue so well.
Yeah, it takes
Yeah.
it, adds that extra little spice, going from
Mhm.
like a little generic to that is you. That
Yeah,
is your name.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Something you can sink yourself into. Like, exactly. I mean, like you're saying, be able to 100% identify it with you.
yeah,
Coffin King, Texas Death. It's the same shit. You got to be able to get it to where not just anybody can do that. Yeah, anybody can go slap on paint. Anybody can slap on a cowboy hat, shit like that. But they're not doing it the way you're doing it. They're not doing it the way I'm doing it. It's ours.
yep, I agree. Those little things that just make you different.
Yeah, 100%.
I got
It's
to
crazy.
ask you this, Chandler. I'm sure a lot of people listening know about one of your most viral moments. What is going through your head as you're standing on top of the steel cage at row and you do a shooting star press?
I'm gonna give you the truth. Um, I was told not to do it in the office from Booker T. Um, as soon as we got out of the office, I told AJ, I didn't really tell him, but we looked at each other and we just kind of made eye contact. And he's like, "You're still doing it, aren't you?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm still doing it." But it's also one of those things where it's belief in yourself, right? I don't think it's not that Booker didn't have belief in me, but he wanted to make sure I was safe. And doing a shooting star press off the top of a cage, it was a 15-foot cage already. And then I've got to jump up and out. So 17, 18 feet in the air that I'm falling. And he understands that risk. And he also understands that if I fuck up and I mess myself up, he's not going to let me pay those doctor bills myself. That's just how he is. There's been people that
Mm,
get hurt at row, and he makes sure he helps take care of stuff. At the end
what
of the
guy?
day, he's a great guy. Booker's really a good guy. I don't think he gets enough credit. He's too tall, two-time Hall of Famer for a reason. I'll just saying it. But
It's damn right.
Damn straight.
we get up on the top of the cage, and I just have a rule in my head when I do something scary. I stood up there earlier in the show, before the show started, just kind of get the visual, and we were the first match, so I was just kind of piecing it out in my head. Um, and I just when something scary comes up, I have a rule, and I just say one, two, three, fuck it, and I go. Um, I knew if you go back and watch the clip, I knew the second I put my foot back up and kind of looked like I was about to perch and the crowd starts rising, I knew there was no turning back. There's no, I'm going to jump off here and do a elbow drop or a frog splash. There's none of that because they know exactly what you do for a finisher and they know exactly what to expect. And the second they see me do it, if I was not to do the shooting star press, I would have got booed out the building.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
No matter how cool it would have been, no matter how impactful, I'd have got booed out the building. Like,
Yeah,
no,
because you
get out of here.
chickened out of it.
Come
Yeah,
on now. Everybody's going,
yeah,
oh man.
Yeah.
yeah. So if you go back and you watch the clip, the second I put my feet up there, you can hear it. The crowd roars, they stand up, and I look out each way real quick, and I look back down at AJ and I say one, two, three, fuck it, and I go. And it's Probably the most beautiful shooting star press I've ever done in my entire life.
Dude, they're all beautiful, bro.
Yeah, you
Every fucking one of them.
Not
yeah,
anymore because I don't do it.
don't do it
Fuck
anymore. Hey,
that.
but while it was, eat your heart out, Billy Kidman, because
Hmm. What a cool story about that though. Matt Seidel, he was at AEW with us a lot of times, and um, I never got to wrestle Matt. It was one of the guys I really wanted to wrestle there, but I never got the opportunity. But every time I seen him, he'd be like, "Hey, I seen your most recent shooting star press. Hey, I seen your most recent shooting star press. I'm just gonna tell you right now, it's yours. I don't want it no more. You got it. It's pretty. It's better. It's
that's
good."
that's a sweet stamp of approval to
It
have. Like,
was,
he's got one of the prettiest of all time.
and then one of the most memorable with the RKO.
Yep,
Yep.
So him as Evan Bourne to do that, and it looked so pretty, and then to hear the Matt Seidel side of him say, "Hey, man, no, I'm done with it. It's yours," like that. It was a stamp of approval. And let's be real, that moves hard on the body.
Yeah.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
To do it every single weekend, multiple times a weekend, sometimes multiple times in a match if I miss and stuff and have to go do it again. Um, I mean, there was many times I'd have guys roll out of the way and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna land on your feet?" No, I'm just gonna land on my face. I'm gonna eat it. What? No, you're not. Yeah, yeah, no, I am. Just roll the hell out of the way. I'm gonna eat it, stand up, give me something.
Now you're a hell of an
Um,
athlete. Are you doing a gainer landing on your feet?
I have before. I've done gainers landing on my feet,
That's
yes.
wicked, man.
But I prefer to do the gainer, but splash on my face and sew
Yeah,
it back up. It really doesn't hurt that much. Most people are like, "Oh, but it's got." No, it's not that bad, bro. I mean, we take way more worse bumps than that. It's
Right.
just something you get used to. But I will say, the body, the elbows, and the knees. After a
sure it
while, they
catches
start
up.
to, yeah, they let you know, "Hey, man." And it's not that
Stop,
I
stop
couldn't
doing
stay
that.
doing it. Yeah.
Hey,
It's not that
quit.
I couldn't, but I want to wrestle a lot longer. So it's going to be after one of those things that when I really need it, maybe use it. But I also want to keep the allure of the anti-fan thing I've got going on. And if I'm
Exactly,
doing it and giving them a reward, I'm not anti-fan in my character like the gimmick's supposed to be. The modern day
exactly.
outlaw, cool. I'm an outlaw. I'm anti-law, but in my case, I'm anti-fan. Like, I hate you fans. I don't care if you follow me. I don't care if you give me likes and clicks and views. I don't, because I want to wrestle. And I'm going to show you how good I am, whether you like me or not, whether you follow me or not, whether you think I'm cool or not. I don't give a shit anymore. Like, I
Take
gave you 10
championships by any
years.
means necessary.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's it. Dude, since you're not doing it anymore and we're this is the rest in peace portion of the the press there. Uh Dude, the first time that we and you wrestled and you told me like, yeah, I'm gonna hit you with this, I'm gonna hit you with this, and he's like, and then I'm going up for the shooter. I was like, oh, the fucking shooter. Oh man, it's gonna suck, dude. I was like, I ain't never had taken a shit like this before. I was like, man, this fucker is about to bury his knees straight in my rib cage. I was like, but it's Chandler, dude. Chandler's cool. Chandler's the shit. I wanted to work Chandler for a long time. I'm like, let's go, dude. You fucking go up. I don't even see you for a second. The fucking the lights just disappear, and then boom, you're right there.
Yeah.
Don't feel shit. Don't feel nothing. Like
It's pretty
maybe
light.
like the slightest touch. That's it.
Yeah. You
It's
do it right.
it blew my damn mind. Like it happened. I was like, it's like that's fucking it. Like, come on, man, let's go.
Go
Yeah.
do it again. Yeah,
Yeah,
tell
do it
it, tell
again.
that to his joints.
No shit.
Tell it to me. I feel a lot better now. I mean, but I haven't really done the shooter. Oh wow, when was the last time I did the shooter? The
It's
first
had to
match
be a minute.
against Damo. The first match I had against Damo was the last time I did it. Um, and that's been at least 6 months, 7 months.
Yeah, I was like, it's been a minute for sure. I hadn't seen you doing it nowhere. I haven't seen you 360 doing it. Damn sure.
Mm-mm. No.
In a minute.
No. What you got, Jake? You look like you got
What
something
you?
to say.
No, I'm looking at my notes, waiting for you.
Same thing, brother. Dude, what you talked about Brian Cage and Lance Archer, Lance Hoyt being your boys. What, started that friendship with you guys?
Um, Honestly, for both of them, it was the first time I worked both of them. Um, Lance and I knew each other. I had been in the same locker rooms as Lance for several years before we actually worked with each other the first time. Um, the first time we actually really worked was at a show during the pandemic, and it was there in Dallas. Uh, Expo something. I can't even remember what it was called. Something
I
Expo.
think I know what you're talking about. Squared Circle
Um,
Expo or something.
yeah, squared circle. There you go. But we worked at a show there, and he had just came back from Japan, and he had hurt his right shoulder, so he couldn't do the choke slam. And the finish was supposed to be the choke slam. And he's like, well, I can't do it, so we're gonna have to do something else. I was like, you got a left arm? He was like, I'm not choke slamming you with my left arm. He's like, I've never choke slammed anybody with my left arm. I was like, I don't even know if I can get you up there. I was like, bro, I'll jump. I was like, you can
You'll
do it
get
with your
me up
left
there.
arm, bro. I promise. And so he believed in me at that moment. He's like, all right, cool, do it. And we went out, we had the match, and perfect left arm choke slam. And I posted the picture several times. It pops up every once in a while on my timeline, and I reshare it because it's literally one of the most beautiful choke slams I think I've ever seen. Not just because I'm doing it, and it's not just because it's Lance, but the height, the fact that it is his non-dominant arm, the fact that we told the story that he couldn't do it with his right, and he did it with his left to me anyways. Like it was very beautiful, and I think I earned his respect in that moment by saying, "Hey, man, no, if that's your finisher, we're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna let you hit your finisher on me, whether it's good arm or bad arm. I'm gonna do my absolute best." And from that point on, it was just one of those things where he'll put me over on social media, or he'll text me and say, "Hey, I seen this," or whenever I was going to AEW, he was like, "Hey, man, I put in a word to AEW. I need you to kind of get ready. I think they might let you come in and be an extra. I'm putting you over good." And the same thing with Brian. I worked Brian the first time 4 years into my career. Picked him up from the airport, and we hit it off right away. I picked him up. I took him straight to a gym and said, "Hey, I figured you wanted to work out." He was like, "Absolutely." We worked out together, and I did all of his workouts with him. I didn't back out. I didn't say, "Oh, I can't." And then we went and wrestled each other that match or that night, and we wrestled probably in front of like 30 people that night in a six-sided ring too.
Oh, shit.
And my
Damn
very
it.
first, that was actually my first and only six-sided ring match I've ever done. And we had a banger. And the people in that city did not deserve what we gave them. And we both said it as soon as we came to the crowd. Like, God, we gave them probably 4.5, 5-star match. And they sat on their hands the entire time. Um, and it was a little town. So, I mean, they may have been tired. We were the main event, so I get it. But at that point, it was just every time I was in his area or he was in my area. We were hitting each other up. Hey, you want to go do? Hey, I'm here. I'd pick him up if he came to my area and we weren't wrestling. I'd just pick him up from the airport if he was going to his ROH or TNA stuff. And I would just take him and I'd be in the background and I'd just be there meeting and absorbing stuff like a sponge. Like that's how I got to really get to know Gail Kim when I had the
Mm.
MLW stuff offered. Cage and Gail Kim were the two people I sent the contract to, and both of them were just like, "Don't you dare sign that." Um, so Cage and Lance have just been two guys that I think we just get along with each other. We understand the other person's, aspect of wrestling and life. We don't sit here and we're not texting and call each other every day. Don't get me wrong. We're not like, "Hey bro, how are you today? Hey bro,
Hey,
how are you
boys.
today?
Yeah.
Hey man, like we're there's friends in this world that you make that you just know you can not talk to them for a year, 6 months, 2 years, and call them and say, "Hey man, okay, what do you need, bro? I got you." And that's those two. Um, and they're big reasons as to why I have gotten to do so much in my career.
Oh yeah, man. I've not met Brian yet, but I've definitely been around Lance and gotten to know him a little bit. The dude's he's intense, but in the ring he's intense. Backstage, complete opposite. Just the most chill, down to earth dude. I've done a seminar with him before, and just full of wisdom. And it's just
Yeah,
not it's not what you would think. I guess coming from like a big guy. No, it's everything made 100% sense. Didn't matter if you were 5'5", 145 pounds, or if you're his size. Every single thing was applicable to
hmm
what he was saying.
yeah,
Uh,
he's got so much knowledge, man. He really does.
yeah, dude's super smart. What's it like taking the damn slam from him going way on up
Uh, honestly, it's
like
probably
that?
yeah, that's exactly how it is.
Yeah,
I mean, let's just be real. The choke slam is my least favorite move to take.
mine
Um,
too. That was my next question.
it it hurts so bad, but if you don't commit to it, it looks like crap. And
And
then
Is
you
you
it
make
you
just
it.
because
sandbag the other
it's
guy.
is it just because it's up and down straight like a straight back bump just from that height? Like no
there's just so much of it that hits solid flat on the back.
Yep.
And there's a lot of moves that you can take that you're going to hit flat on your back, but they're not near as high. And there's not many moves that I take that I've ever lost my breath taking.
Mm.
The
Yeah.
choke slam's one.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say Lance's choke slam, it's not stiff. Like he's not slamming me through the ground, but because
Yeah.
he's so big and he's so tall, I mean, he's almost 7 foot tall, and then you extend your arms another 3 feet, and now I'm 10 feet in the air, and then you get a giant man who's got to put some force into bringing you down.
Yeah. He's got
I
to stop
Yeah.
that
mean,
fucking stop the momentum, help gravity out.
yeah, it's not fun, no.
No.
And then AJ Francis's choke slam is probably the second worst one I've ever taken too. Like I love AJ. I think he's great. I think he is one of the best big men in the business right now. And I don't think he gets a lot of credit for how good he is. I
Mm-hmm.
think his time is coming, but his choke slam, he's so tall too, and he's a little bit thicker.
Mm-hmm.
So,
A little more meat behind
oh
the drop.
yeah, I mean he's not as tall as Lance. Lance still has him, I think, for by at least 3 or 4 inches, but they're both still so rough to take. But it's just because of how big those dudes are.
Yeah.
But I'm just not gonna. I can't I can't force myself to go out there and like just do something shitty. I can't.
Yep.
If you're gonna
Yeah.
give me a move, I'm gonna take it as 100% best as I can.
Yeah. It's
If
your
it,
shit. Like I have to. I wouldn't be worth a damn
yeah.
if I didn't. Um, I don't know if you might maybe I don't know if you ever met him or not, but maybe you've seen him, Drake Durden out here
Mm-mm.
in like the College Station area. We trained together, and he's like touching 7 foot. Like him and Lance had a match, a couple years back, and like they were like nose to nose, like right there with each other. Yeah, his choke slam is fucking rough, brother. And like I
Yep.
said, it's not because he's trying to be. It's just you fucking have to. And like
Yeah.
Just the way the news goes.
yeah, I mean, I'm six
Falling from
foot.
so high.
Yeah, 6 foot. 215. I'm gonna give him everything I got and make it look as the best as you possibly can. But dude, yeah, when you go down, it's just such force, and it's everything. It's like a fucking straight up car crash. Just
Hmm.
the wind is just gone, and it takes a second for everything to kind of reverberate through, then get the air back, and it's still
Yeah.
reverberating.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's
So
nice when it's the finisher and then you like just get to lay there. But when
Yeah.
people do it for like a signature or like a big move, you're like, fuck, then I gotta get up and do stuff afterwards.
More
Like,
shit after this. I can't even breathe, bro. I forgot how to breathe.
yeah, gotta give me a second. I'm like, give me a sec.
Yes.
Hostage, don't ever bring up another tall, bald man ever again on the
Oh,
podcast
my
ever again.
apologies. My apologies.
But I gotta say, big shout outs to AJ Francis for what he's doing. I definitely gotta give commends to him. People were trying to meme him out of existence, and he was not letting them. He's
No,
really put in a lot of work, and yeah, I'm very impressed by him. Gotta say that.
yeah, he's come a long way since the NXT days. I mean, and we also still need to all realize he's 6 or 7 years in. He
Yeah,
he doesn't have a whole lot of time in this business, but he gets it. And because he's a big guy, he knows his role and he plays it very well. I think a lot of people don't like the way he comes in and he's confident, but at the same time you have to. When you
Yeah.
get in those locker rooms with those names, you have to be confident. It's
You're in
just
those sharks, dude.
yeah, man.
yep,
And they smell blood in the water.
yep,
Absolutely. And hell, he's got the damn Booker T stamp. A lot of people don't get that shit.
Booker loves him. I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you that right now. Every single show, Booker loves him. So
Yeah. Moonshine last week, we were talking, and he had said the same thing that we're always saying, if one of your aspirations is not to be at reality of wrestling, you need to rethink some things.
yeah, I love Moonshine, and I wish I could get to a point where he is good to get back in a ring and really
Yeah.
just be Moonshine again
yes,
because there's been some talk of him and I could do some really cool tag team stuff at Row. Um, but I don't know. I don't know his physical abilities anymore. I know
Yeah.
he had some injuries that were on him, and I don't know how that's come. Um, I know he's still active a little bit, and he's still training here and there, but there was many matches that I wrestled with Moonshine where a guy of his size and caliber just should not be able to move the way he does, like Brian
yeah,
Cage.
Yeah.
And those
yeah,
two guys, they're very rare. You don't see
Yeah.
guys like that very often. And his intensity was always great. His boom bam pop that he does in the corner, he'll shoulder tag you, he'll chop you, and then he'll forearm you. We were sitting there doing that one day. He's like, "Yeah, I'll give you the gut, and I'll hit you with the bang, and I'll hit you with the chop." I was like, "Okay, we're just gonna call it the boom bang bow," and that's what he calls it, the boom bam bow. And it's like, yeah, I mean, just okay, I know it's coming every time, boom bam bow, boom bam, because he does it in repeat. But the aggression that guy has, the intensity that he just brings to a match too. Um, I hope one day him and I can do it at least one more time. I think that would be a fun thing to do, just to revisit like our earlier days. But like I said, I know he's up in Kansas now in the Missouri
Hmm.
area, and he's training those guys, um, along with
Langley, Luke Langley.
yeah,
Luke
Luke
Langley.
Langley. Yeah, yeah. Langley's great people too. Same from that Oklahoma scene when I first started. He didn't get enough credit. He was at IWR with us all the time. I think he even did some SWE stuff with us too. So Langley's a very underrated talent. He's really good.
Yeah. Did you talk about that intensity that Sean brings in the match, dude? Like, not even, I've never even been in a match with him. I've just done seminars and just been around him and been, been friends, been one of the homies. Dude, just his intensity of like before even going out of the curtain. Like when his shit is got like his shit starting and
Hmm.
like just jumps right into Slaughtered by Pantera. Dude, that shit right there get me to stop a freight train
Yeah.
right now, bro. Just straight off of his fucking his energy and the way that he is like getting pumped up, bro. That shit
Yeah.
gets me going.
He's a beast, man. He's a
Nah,
beast.
nah, he's insane, bro.
Chandler, WCW or WWF?
Oh, damn. I'm gonna go WCW
What
simply
era?
because honestly, WCW I feel like was my favorite whenever we were doing the Hogan and all them for the uh
NWO and stuff.
NWO. Yeah, I went blank there for a second. Um, that was some very fun stuff for me as a young kid to be able to watch. Like I said, I really got into wrestling when it was WWE already, but as being a wrestler, you got to go back and you want to watch a lot of the stuff and find people you want to take things from. And that NWO era, whenever they left WWE or F and they went to WCW, and then Scott and Kevin were sitting there trying to make their thing, and all of a sudden you have Hogan come out and really make the New World Order what it is. Then you start adding all these guys to it that are just freaking phenomenal. That era was very fun to watch because it was a different platform. It was like this era now where we have AEW and WWE, but we
Right.
also have TNA and ROH now too that are very competitive with it.
Hmm.
But WCW, I felt like honestly elevated the game and made WWF work harder. If they didn't work harder, WCW was going to take them out of the picture, and we might have a whole different type of wrestling in today's era.
Yeah.
Um, but WCW was definitely some really fun wrestling to watch.
Fun fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 30 years ago today, Scott Hall appeared on Nitro for the first time.
Third today, okay,
If I'm not mistaken, my brother texted me that a moment ago. Maybe he's wrong,
that's
but
crazy.
usually not. That's the man that got me into wrestling. So
Okay, so he's
Yeah.
probably spot on then.
He
yeah,
probably knows this shit. Dude, do you watch a ton of, wrestling these days? Like a lot of the modern product?
I do every once in a while, just to
just when
kind of.
Velvet's working.
Of
Yeah, I
course.
mean, yeah, of course, I'm definitely watching her stuff, but you got to keep up with the times too. I don't
Hmm.
feel like I need to watch every single match. I don't need to watch every single show. There's so much wrestling out there now. So many good wrestlers to watch too. They're not going to find them all and everything in one place.
Yeah.
Do I watch a lot of wrestling anymore? Not really. Like I can hear AEW on in the living room right now, and I could really care less at the moment because it's not a match on there that I really want to watch at the moment.
Yeah.
Now, if there's a match that I'm like, oh yeah, that would be fun, I'm gonna watch, but I'm just gonna watch the whole show. I'm not just gonna watch it for that match. Um, I feel like most days when I do watch wrestling, I go back and watch old stuff, especially now with this run that I'm doing. I've been watching a lot of Arn and Ole Anderson. Those boys were mean.
Yes.
I've watched so many Arn Anderson matches and Ole Anderson matches, even Tully Blanchard.
Yeah.
Me and Tessa and Blanchard are really good friends, and she's really good friends with my wife. And her dad is always around. Where it's really cool to talk to him, especially when he's at shows with us, and I can pick his brain because to have him there and to know, oh crap, you were this good, and I've watched you
Yeah.
be this good. Please, any critique, anything that you might think's better, please just lay it on me. And there's not anyone that I can think of that has better aggression than that Four Horsemen group. I don't think Ric Flair was the best at being aggressive, but he was the best at entertaining.
Yeah.
Um, Arn and Ole and Tully, they were the muscle. They were the ones you didn't want to get in the ring with because they were going to beat your ass. And if you knew you were wrestling Rick, cool, this is going to be an entertainment style match. He's going to do his flare bump. He's going to do his bump off the top rope. And, you're going to get put in a figure four leg lock. You might get poked in the eye from him, but you're going to get put in a figure four leg lock. And that's going to be it. Those
Yeah.
other guys,
They're just gonna beat your ass.
yeah,
Just
they're just
beat
gonna
the
put
hell
you in
out
a
of you.
corner and beat the shit out of you, hit you with a move, beat the shit out of you, pick you up, throw you somewhere else, beat the shit out of you. It's a breath of fresh air to see that style versus today's style where you see a lot of, hey man, I'm right, like I'm just here with you, and we're not really doing much. Oh, you hit me really hard, brother. Let me hit you. No, brother. I mean, we're wrestling.
Yeah.
This shit's it's real.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I've been punched in the face. I can't tell you how many times I've been booed in the face. I can't tell you how many marks I've ever left on. This shit's real. It hurts. And
You damn right.
if it's one of those things where you don't like taking a punch to the face, or you don't like getting kicked in the face, or you don't like pain, this business ain't for you. I'm sorry. Like there's things you can do in this business that aren't painful. Go be a ref. You may have to take a bump every so often.
Hmm.
Go be a guy that can carry the camera. Be a fucking ring announcer. Be commentator. If wrestling's not your shtick, that's okay. There's so much more you can do. But if you're gonna be a wrestler and you want to complain because you got punched in the mouth that day, I'm sorry, get the hell out of the ring. You don't belong in here because you're gonna
Yeah.
get punched every single match. I'm sorry. I don't know
Gonna
what to tell
happen.
you. Yeah,
Yep.
like you can ask Damo. When I was punching him, and you've been there too,
Yeah.
hostage. I punch you. I'm not hitting
Yeah.
you with all my force, but I'm gonna
No.
hit you.
No.
Like,
It's fucking solid. It's there.
yeah, that's wrestling. Like, I'm not
That's the
doing it
way it
to
needs to be.
yeah, we're not out there hurting each other. I'm not trying to kill you or anything, but at the end of the day, I've got to make
It
it
ain't
look as real as
ballet
I
either.
can. Yeah, we ain't wearing glass slippers around here.
No sir. No sir. Dude, what's one of your biggest pet peeves in the ring?
Um, hesitation bothers me a lot, because it shows me second guessing yourself.
Hmm.
And if I see hesitation once in a match with somebody, then I'm not comfortable. Because now it makes me go, well, when we go to do this move, are you going to be hesitant or are you just going to get it done
You're gonna
and do
fucking
it
be
the right
there.
way, right? Um, a lot of people, and I've seen it. I've seen it at row, with new guys. They forget that they're supposed to do something, and they just
Freeze.
and you can see the eyes, you can see the body movement, and people just go, "Oh, what am I supposed to do?" Don't stop. That's for sure. Grab me, because if I see you're freezing, I'm gonna smack you real quick, and then I'm gonna grab you. Hey, buddy, you all right? Where are we at? All right. Well, now I know you're lost. Let's just come here. So,
Walk with
uh,
me.
yeah, yeah. Let me
Yeah.
just walk with me. I'll talk to you the entire time. That's why I prefer walking and talking. I don't. I understand some people want to know exact. Most everyone. There's very few people that can walk and talk in wrestling that actually can walk and talk. A lot of people will say they can do it, but there's very few that can actually do it. Um, and I take pride in that because that is a skill that's not really used in wrestling anymore. My heat, even at row, even anywhere I go since I've been a heel, I do not call my heat to you. I will not call my heat to you.
Mm-mm.
I'm not. I'm sorry. I know my job, and I'm gonna tell you, okay, here's your comeback. Let's go. That's all you need to worry about. Sell, motherfucker, sell.
So move around.
Yeah,
Don't be a fucking dead body. Get
exactly.
to the corner. Give me shit.
Hmm.
Work with me.
So, yeah, I'd say hesitation is probably one of my biggest pet peeves. So, but it happens.
No, dude, mine is so much smaller than that. I can deal with some shit like that. What I cannot deal with is a motherfucker that just does not refuses to put fucking deodorant on.
Oh,
Motherfucker. It is the worst, bro. I've been waiting so long to rant about this. So long. Rant with me,
tell us how
Chandler.
you really feel.
Rant
You tell
with
me
me,
how you really
Chandler.
feel.
Okay, okay. So you mean to tell me you're gonna get here at fucking 8, 9, 10 in the morning to set up this ring, unload all this shit? We're in Texas. We're in fucking Texas. It's fucking hot.
I'm
It's
sweating
humid.
talking.
Yeah, no shit. And we're inside with air blowing in our faces.
Yep.
Two of us are.
Two of us. Jake's in the car. He's in the studio.
Dude, don't pull the curtain back. I'm in the studio. Come
Oh,
on, dude. We're in the Silver Bullet Studios. Calm
Silver Bullet
down.
I mean,
Studios.
this guy's in a morgue, so I don't know what
Nice.
he.
Hey, Chandler fucking knew. But you mean to tell me you were gonna do all of that shit? You're gonna set everything up. We're gonna do all this stuff, and then you're gonna work later in the night. So this is hours, you know, 10, 11, 12 hours, and you're not gonna put fucking deodorant on, or you
Did you
might
even
work.
pack it?
You might put it on in the morning before you get there, but that shit wears off, homie. You can't wear
Hmm.
fucking speed stick all day and expect, oh, I'm good, bro. No. If
It
we're
says
Nope.
sitting there
24-hour
talking,
protection.
dude,
No,
if
it
we're
don't.
sitting there
24-hour
talking,
protection, my ass.
no, sir, no, 72, you're fucking lying. You must be sitting still in a fucking ice box all day if it's 72 hours. But if we're sitting there and we're in the back and we're talking about some shit or whatever, and you're fucking flapping your arms around or whatever, you go to put me in a fucking headlock and you haven't put any fucking deodorant on, we're fucking fighting. We're fighting right then, right there, bro. That shit wears me out.
You got to tell him though, man. You ain't got. I've done
Dude,
it.
I
Like
carry
I've
it
been in
and
it.
I hand it straight
I've
to him.
Here you go. Put that
Yeah,
on.
yeah, straight up, straight up. Like, hey, hold on, pause 1 second, hold that. Now take this, spray that
Yeah.
shit under your arms. Here's a little
Yep.
cologne. Spray this on your chest. Oh, why? 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 Because you
Why?
fucking stink, dude. You
Been
fucking
here working
stink.
all day.
Yeah, like I get it, but goddamn, like
Yeah.
you don't give a fuck about me, bro.
I mean, I've given them my own deodorant. They use it and go get it back. Like, no, you keep it.
That's yours.
I'll
You
It's
need
find.
it more
yours.
than I do,
It's
I
yours,
got another
buddy.
one.
dude. That shit is the worst, bro. That is, and like I said, that's
I can
so
see that.
much. That's so minuscule compared to what you said. But I
Yeah.
can work with all that. But that shit right there will drive me fucking nuts. If I'm gagging while you got me in a chin lock in the fucking middle of the ring, we got problems.
You mean my armpit hairs don't tickle your nose? What are you talking about?
Yours good, bro. Yours is good. Jake,
Chandler, I
what's
gotta ask, you said you started your wrestling career at 27. I started mine at 32. And I also have a couple other guys that are going to be listening that are trying to get into the business as well. What do you have to say to those of us who are budding our wrestling careers, some of us a little later in our life?
Age is just a number, man. Don't let it define you. We in this world have gotten to a point where 30 is old, and I don't know where in the world that's come from, but 30 is your prime. 30 is when most people are getting ready to fucking really start living their lives. I have never been one of those guys that if someone tells me something, I'm like, you're right. Like, especially if it's negative about me. Now, if it's positive and they're trying to help me, I'm like, okay, cool. I can give that a whirl. But if you're being negative because of my age, I don't see I don't see why because you're just limiting yourself. You're not limiting me. You're telling me these things, but it's going in one ear and out the other because I'm the wrong dude. I don't give a shit. Um, I'm not gonna say like I don't have a lot of friends. I have a lot of colleagues. I can count on my hand the friends that I actually consider friends. Um, but that's because I don't really give a shit what people think about me. Never have, never will. It's not the way I was raised, and I won't raise my kids that way. Um, you can do anything you want in this life. There is people that don't make their dreams come true until they're 40, 50, 60 years old. There is actors in this world that didn't make a break until they're 60, and now they're the most famous people in the world for it. Age is a number, and anybody who wants to say that their age is why they can't do something, someone ruined you when you were little by telling you, hey, you have to have it done by this.
Yeah.
It's like the age old standard of like when you graduate high school, you got to go to college. If you don't got to college, you got to get a job and start a family. Well, and now that's why we've got so many young parents and so many young kids that don't know what to do because they were raised by a young kid themselves. 18, 19, 20 years old. It's not the ideal age to have kids. Now, is it good for everybody? No, but there's some people that can make it work. And that's because they don't take no for an answer. They have
Yeah.
that get her done mentality. But
You
there are a
fucking
lot
have
of,
to.
yeah, there's a lot of people that, oh, I'm a kid and my kid's a kid, so I'm just going to use that as an excuse. And now my kid's going to grow up being raised by a kid and not know how anything in this world works at all because they're my best friend and not my kid, right? Age is the same way to me. I will never in this world go, I can't do something because of my age. I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm gonna try it. If it doesn't work, I'm like, hey, it just didn't work for me.
But I tried.
At least I tried. What'd you do?
Yeah.
Sit at home on your couch all day? Go work down the
One of
street
the
at McDonald's?
right.
Like, come on.
One of the biggest things that I always shout out to Hostage is, DDP didn't start wrestling until he was 40, you know. And just like you, DDP was one of my guys growing up. I was a big Sting, Booker T, Stevie Ray, DDP. Those were my guys.
Mm.
So, that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, the age thing, man. Just let it go in one ear and out the other, man. It doesn't. If anyone's listening, doubting anything they can do because of their age, that's your biggest problem right there. Is you're too worried about that instead of starting. Just start. Just start doing it. You'll never know unless you start.
Yeah. Stop fucking talking about it. Just do it.
Just do it, man. Just take some advice from Nike and just do it.
Dude, before we wrap this thing up, man, we gotta get a couple more of those Booker T sounds there because you kill it.
Probably the best one I've ever heard.
uh Man, I like Booker. He's trying to think of like the our conversation the first time we ever met, but it wasn't really like a conversation. Remember, I went into his office because they do like they'll get each match and they'll bring him into his office one at a time and he'll tell you kind of what he's looking for. And I remember the first time I was wrestling Clay Roberts at Reality Wrestling for the Texas Championship as my debut match there. And he goes, I need you guys. Sorry, let me get my booker. He goes, all right, man, I need you guys to go out there and I need you to do this 10-minute match. It's for the Texas title. You got 10 minutes. It's going to be a draw. I need it to look like you've got him beat. I need it to look like you've got him beat. Clay, we're trying to build him. All right, Clay, I need you to make him look good. Can you guys do that for me? Can y'all go out there and make some magic and make that happen for me? Yeah, yeah, Book, we can do that. We can do that. And we did. We went out. We had a banger match. And honestly, I thought I had messed up because I didn't come back for like 6 months. Um, but it was just because at that point they had to figure out where to write me in. That
Yeah,
that was my tester match. They loved it and they said, "Cool, where does he fit? Let's figure it out."
let's
And
work him in there.
yeah, sometimes it takes some time. So I've always been grateful to Book. He is never one that's shy about giving you how he feels. He's gonna tell you to your face. Um, and it's kind of funny because this last show we had, yeah, he asked me to do something specific, and I did it, but I didn't hold it as long as he wanted. And he called me out in front of everybody in our meeting at the end of the night. He was like, God damn it, when I tell you I need you to do something, I need you to do it, all right? If I tell you to pose, I need you to pose. What was Sandman famous for, huh? Nobody cared that he was a shitty wrestler. He just, oh, I need you to pose. And it was because I hit Cappuccino in the back with a chair, and he wanted me to really hold that pose for a while. And I did. I just didn't hold it as long as he needed me to. And, sometimes that's just questions you need to ask. And that's a question I didn't ask. I should have said, okay, but how long do you want me to hold it? Instead, I just go, all right, cool, I got you. And I counted to
Mhm.
5 in my head. And, I got the fuck out of Dodge because we ain't trying to take up a whole lot of TV time when the match is over with.
Right.
But that's not what he wanted, and he let me know real quick. And he's not afraid to call you out. He don't care who you are. He can call you out and let you know, hey, this was good, but you messed this up, man. I need you to do better.
Has he ever gotten like super pissed off at you?
No, I can honestly say working at Row has been a blessing. It's been one hell of an experience, and I have nothing bad or negative to even think about saying. Um, Booker is one of the biggest blessings that we could have at Row. Of course, it's his place. We have a lot of great talent there that comes in and helps. We wrestle NXT talent all the time, and sometimes I feel like we're the ones teaching NXT talent, which is kind of the way it is.
Yeah.
Um, we're learning from a two-time Hall of Famer weekly.
Right.
Whereas they've got so many people trying to learn from Shawn Michaels, which is great. Shawn Michaels is awesome, but he's only one man. Booker doesn't have near as many people to worry about as a Shawn Michaels does. So those people really got to fight for that time. And if they're not something that's doing great on NXT, they're probably not going to get as much of that time. Book gives everybody time. It doesn't matter if you're a low man on the totem pole or if you're his main guy. You're going to get his time. If you're at his school and you're wrestling for his company, he's not there just to be the face. He's trying to create the next generation of wrestlers. And that's exactly what he's doing. And if you're in Texas, if you're in any of the surrounding states, or if you're just a wrestler, period, and you're trying to make it to that next level, Rose where you need to be at. It is the place to get you to WWE or to get you to evolve or to even get people like TNA watches our shit all the time. We have TNA. I mean, AJ Francis is there. We have people from TNA watching the shows all the time. You could get signed anywhere just from being at Reality Wrestling. And it's a huge platform. And he knows that. And he's built it that way for a reason. Um, if you ask Booker, every wrestling company has three letters, and the last letter is always wrestling. We are not allowed to call uh, reality of wrestling ROW in any promos, in anything. It is Row or reality of wrestling because every company has three letters, and every company's last letter is W. We are not ROW. We are Row. We are reality of wrestling. And that's the way we are taught to teach it. And that's because we have the guy that's probably one of the best wrestlers to ever step foot on this planet teaching us the right way to do this.
And if it's not him, I mean, it's Ryan Davidson as well. And he's a well of freaking knowledge as well.
And that's his number one guy. That's his head trainer, Ryan Davison. I credit that man a lot too for a lot of the stuff that I've learned because him, Gino, Will All Day, Cam Cole, Fly Def, Zach and Zilla,
These guys are great, man.
Warren,
Yep.
those guys are the ones I wrestled for my first few years, and those guys got me to the point that I'm at now. And I can honestly say Ryan is one of the biggest guys that's taught me a lot, and it comes directly from Booker.
Oh, yeah.
I got one more question, Chandler, and I
Hit
feel
me
like I
with
already
it,
know the answer. Sean or Brett?
Sean.
All right, guys. Well, you heard it here first, boys and girls. Slam the coffin lid shut on the young gun. He is long gone. He's dead. Long live the modern day outlaw, Chandler Hopkins. Thank you so much for coming on this show with us, brother, spending some time with us, dropping the knowledge. I can't wait to see you next week. Guys, he'll be in Temple June 6th for 360 Pro Terp Mania. Come on down. It's a free show. Chandler, thanks for having us, brother. Or I guess thanks for coming on our show.
Y'all, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. And just remember, I only do thing one way, the outlaw way, baby.
Damn right. We appreciate you, Chandler.
Love you guys. Appreciate you.
You too, buddy.